Family, I'm coming to you today to explain to you guys how I was an unintentional side chick. Yes, ThickChickVlogs fell victim to being an unintentional side chick. And I know what y'all probably saying, how the fuck are you an unintentional side chick? Well, I'm finna explain it to you, okay? I'm about to explain the story. Hell, 2 stories to you. I mean, when I tell you guys, when you hear it, you're gonna understand what the fuck I'm excuse me, goddamn. You're gonna understand where I'm coming from when I said I was an unintentional side chick, okay? So, first situation, dating this guy. You know how you meet somebody in the store, you know, they seem like a nice person. And when I tell you, when I first saw this guy, he was very, very handsome, okay? He approached me. You know how they have a general conversation, how you doing? You look familiar. That's always the first line, at least for me. Well, not always, but you know, most of the time they're like, you look familiar. I look so goddamn familiar when I tell you. I'm assuming I probably got about 15 or 20 twins running around this motherfucker because I look familiar to everybody. Maybe I got a familiar looking face. I don't know. But that's always the very first line. You look familiar. And we get to chatting it up and all this type of stuff. And comes to find out that this guy, he was from the same county that I was from. I mean, of course, he was a little bit older than me, so I wouldn't know him because he had moved away prior to that. Prior to when I was, you know, graduating high school and all that type of stuff. I think he was like, how old was he? I damn near called his name. I think it was like 8 or 9 years older than me, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, met him, you know, we talked on the phone for a good, I don't know, maybe month or 2 before I agreed to meet this dude. Because, I mean, he was handsome, but at the time I was kind of, you know, I was young and he was a little bit older. But, you know, the conversations on the phone were the bomb.com. So, of course, I had to, you know, shit, I had to see what he was about. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we literally talked on the phone for, it was damn near 2 months before I actually met him. Now, I should have caught on to the signs before I met him because, you know, a lot of times I would call his phone. He had to call me back. He didn't answer. He would have to call me back. Now, sometimes he did answer, but I noticed when he did answer, he was at work. The other times he didn't answer, he always called me back. Or some weird shit, or he'd send me a text message like, oh, okay, I'm gonna call you back in a second, you know, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like giving me signs. But like I said, I'm 19, 20 years old, so I'm kind of, you know, I guess dumbfounded, I guess, you know, by this older man who's, you know, talking all this good shit to me. So, you know, I'm ignoring the warning signs. So like I said, 2 months go by, me and him, we go on a couple of dates, we hit it off. And we started, you know, dating like exclusively, like going out on multiple dates all the time. And so we went out for probably a month and a half, 2 months till I was comfortable going back to his place. Now, keyword, I went back to his place, okay? I was up in this dude's apartment. Hanging out. We was doing all kind of shit, cooking, watching movies. I even spent the night over there a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And this is after 4 or 5 months of us dating, me actually going to his apartment and spending the night and all this old type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind, okay? Keep in mind what I just said. So one day we were out and about, you know, going out on a date or whatever. And you know how sometimes when you're sitting at a gas station, I'm just going to give you an example, okay? You're sitting at a gas station in somebody's car, your dude car, whatever, you get to fumbling around with shit. That's what I ended up doing. I was sitting in the passenger seat and I was fumbling around with shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I popped open the glove box. And when I popped open the glove box, this picture, it didn't fall to the floor, but it kind of fell forward. And it was a picture of him. It was 3 children and a lady. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, this doesn't seem like your typical family photo. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like your typical family photo to where, you know, your sister, you with your sister and her kids, or you with your auntie and a kid. No, it was a family photo. Like, okay, the lady standing there with her arm on your shoulder, the kids are down in front, you know, it's a family photo, okay? A family photo. So, of course, he gets back in the car. I play it off for a minute. I got the picture, you know, in my hand over here to my side. You know, I'm playing the shit off real good. He get in the car having general conversation and shit. And then, you know, we riding on down the road. So I popped the motherfucker out. I was like, oh, who are these people? Guess what this Negro did? Literally, family. Damn near stopped in the middle of the road. He was like, where'd you get that? I was like, oh, it fell out of your glove box. spilled all the motherfucking tea. This Negro told me he had been married for 15 years. 15 years. Okay? 15 years. How the fuck? Really? You been married for 15 motherfucking years. Nigga, you ain't but 35. You ain't but 30 fucking 5 years. So how the fuck you been married for 15 years? 15 years. Do you hear me? He married this woman when he was 20 years old. I was a side chick. And let me tell you the bullshit that he wanted to feed me after he told me he's been married for 15 years. Yeah, me and this girl, we've been married. You know, we were high school sweethearts. We got married. We ended up having children. We understood that, you know, we were young at the time that we got married. We're not really happy in a relationship. We just together for the kids, but we not really together. You know, that typical bullshit that they throw out at you. But I'm thinking to myself, you can be there for your children without being married to her, you know, or without being with her. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're married. Do you live with this woman? He lived with her. Let me tell you whose apartment this was. He had a buddy who was in the military. You know how sometimes people go overseas or whatever and they need people to, I guess, house it or whatever to make sure that, you know, their waters, you know, they flushing their toilets every now and then, and, you know, they making sure their lights and shit is still on and bills and shit still paid. His friend was overseas, and I guess his friend was single, and his friend was letting him look after his apartment. So this motherfucker in there using this dude's apartment as a bachelor pad. Yeah, so the whole time I'm thinking this is his apartment. This is his homeboy's apartment who's in the military. Yeah, so that's how he got away with that shit. But the part that's really, you know, still kind of peculiar to me is like, I'm still kind of confused as to how she didn't know, or maybe she did know that he was cheating on her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because they had been married since they were 20 years old and they were in their 30s. Maybe, you know, they got some, marital issues or whatever, and maybe she doing her thing and maybe he doing his thing, but that shit was fucked up. He was still legally married on papers, okay? Still legally married on papers, still living physically with his wife, you know? Like I said, I'm still confused as to how the hell he was able to get away from home for days on end sometimes. That's, you know, that really seemed kind of peculiar to me. I'm curious to how, you know, maybe she didn't give a damn. I don't know. Maybe she was doing her own thing. I don't know, but yeah, this Negro was married with 3 children, had been married for 15 years, had been married since he was 20 years old, okay? Yes, 15 fucking years. And he claimed he was still married because they had children, and that is the reason why he didn't want to get a divorce, because he wanted to be there for his children. You know, that's one of the things that, you know, people always like to feed you that bullshit ass line, the fact that they're still with their wife because, we got kids, and, I ain't trying to be paying no child support and rent high, bills high and shit, I bought this house. I'm not finna leave my house. If anybody leaves, she gonna have to leave. You know, it's always that type of shit. Let me tell you about the other situation. This guy, same type of situation. He told me he was going through a divorce. Okay, so he was going through a divorce, but he still lived with his wife. He told me he was going through a divorce. He told me he still lived with his wife because they had to go to court and they had to decide who was going to get the house and all this old type of shit, okay? So, I guess the woman ended up seeing my number in his phone. You know, and like I said, I'm dumb and young, and I'm believing this bullshit these Negroes were telling me. That's why now I don't play that shit, okay? Put it on paper. Put that shit on paper. Okay, I don't believe none of this shit these niggas be talking about. I'm older and I'm wise. I done been through a whole lot of bullshit in my heyday. Okay, but now put that shit on paper. You're not gonna come to ThickChickVlogs and say, oh yeah, I'm going through a divorce. Me and my wife, we still going together. Well, how about this? How about you holler at me? Holler at me when y'all sign them papers, okay? When you sign them papers, baby, we can talk, okay? We can talk when you sign them motherfucking papers. Don't fall for that shit, ladies. If a nigga say he's going through a divorce, okay, tell him to put that shit on paper first. Don't believe that shit, because a lot of these niggas will sit there and pray on y'all ass because they know, okay, they know that they can use that whole I'm going through a divorce shit, and they can always use the excuse, okay, well, I'm at the house with my wife. My thing is this: if you're going through a fucking divorce, why can't you talk around your fucking wife? Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that, but that's how I was a side chick 2 times removed, okay? But this young lady, K Story, she told me to give her a little bit of do's and don'ts in dating or whatever, dating advice. I also want to tell you guys, before you continue with this video, I'm pretty sure everybody got a side chick story, whether it was intentional or unintentional. I already know I'm not the only one who got a side chick story. I want y'all to leave your side chick stories in the comment section below, whether you caught your man with a woman or some shit. I want to hear these goddamn stories, because sometimes, you know, it's amazing how we can find ourselves in situations to where we're the side chick and we don't even know we the fucking side chick. You know what I'm saying? We thinking we the main motherfucker and we turn out to be the side chick. So leave your side chick stories in the comment section. I know you got some. I know ThickChickVlogs ain't the only one who done been a fool in her heyday. All right, K-Story, you asked me some dating safety advice. Let me go ahead and make this really quick because I'm at 11 minutes. Okay, I always insist on meeting in a public place, and I'm looking over here at my computer. I always insist on meeting in a public place. Never agree to meet somebody at a park late at night. Never agree to meet somebody, you know, at a place that you're not familiar with. Make sure you meet the person in a place where there are other people around, at a restaurant, movie theater, coffee shop, wherever. Make sure you meet in a public place, okay? And look, a lot of you guys might not agree with this next one, but I do background checks on motherfuckers. Like, you don't have to have nigga social security number to do a background check. You get their name, yay, and you can Google some shit, and I promise you some shit will come up. It's been people that I've dated that I found shit online about them by just having their first and last name. Boo-boo. Look, this is another thing. Get you a Google Voice number. I have a Google Voice number. I've had a Google Voice number for, I don't know how many years, okay? When I was dating, I had a Google Voice number, and these Negroes, they got my Google Voice number. That way, when I get tired of your motherfucking ass, I can always turn off my Google Voice. Yes, I can, okay? Let your family and friends know where you are. If you're going on a date with somebody, don't feel like, okay, I don't want to tell my mom, or I don't want to tell my sister, or I don't want to tell my friend that I'm going to meet this dude that I met online, or whether you met him at a coffee shop or wherever you met him. Don't be afraid to tell these people that you're going out with such and such. That way, you know, if you come up motherfucking missing, they know who to look for. Okay? You was the last nigga she was with, so where she at? Okay? So make sure you tell people who you're with. Don't get caught up with all of the sexual conversations and shit when you're first meeting somebody and you're going out on dates, because they give Negroes, you know, shit to think about in their mind, thinking that they finna get some shit at the end of the day. So be careful with all the sexual talk and all this type of stuff. You know, just keep it to getting to know the person, all right? Don't drink anything. Number one, don't go back to this motherfucker house. That's first and foremost. Do not go back to this person's house, okay? Damn sure don't drink anything that this person brings to you that you haven't seen or whatever. Fuck around in a Bill Cosby situation. Do not drink shit that this motherfucker give you. Period and point blank. Matter of fact, you don't even need to be drinking on a first date anyway. You don't need to be doing that shit, okay? You need to be of sober mind and body, okay? Get to know the other person before you meet them. I don't give a damn if you met that person online. I don't give a damn if you met them at a gas station. Talk to this person for a little while before you decide, okay, yeah, let's go out on a date. Talk to them and get to know the person first. That's where I fucked up at with this blind date that I went on. You guys go and check out my worst date ever. I didn't really talk to and get to know this person. The Negro was all kinds of motherfucking crazy and Looney Tunes in the head. So get to know the person over the phone before you decide to meet them, okay? Drive yourself to and from the meeting. I am so glad that I did that on my worst date, because, you know, when you are riding with a person on the first date, I know people, you know, guys sometimes always say, you know, let me come and pick you up and take you out on a date. No, you drive your own shit. If you ain't got your own car, maybe you need to get somebody to drop you off. Do not let these Negroes come pick you up the first time you meet and take you on a date. No, wrong, okay? Know when the fuck to leave. If a nigga get to talking crazy and shit, understand when it's time to leave. When that Negro sat there and told me, that's what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers, I knew it was time for me to get my shit and dip, okay? Because what the fuck? That's what's wrong with you motherfuckers? Oh, hell to the no. All right, family, it's almost 15 minutes. Please leave your side chick stories down in the comment section below. If there's anything else that you want me to discuss, whether it be relationship shit, shit that happened in the past, because you guys seem to like my fucked up ass, you know, life stories and things. But yes, that is how ThickChickVlogs was an unintentional side chick, and that is how you guys can, you know, some safety things or whatever when you're meeting somebody, whether it be online or whether you met somebody in the gas station or something. Those are some dating safety tips. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to comment in the comment section below and hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, subscribe and share my shit. Y'all know what I say, share my shit. Peace.